Blessings, everyone. Happy new moon. Today I would like to offer an oracle reading from the angel prayers. I've been drawn today. It's been very quiet, but there's been a lot of things with this new moon energy that have been coming up from the past very powerfully. So the angels have been around today, and I've been working with this is an opalite angel. And I got this from Sage of Stones, as always. But it's been keeping a very gentle, loving energy. And also, they have me working with, this is a rose quartz. These are very special pieces. This is actually the first crystals that I had ever purchased. And they were separate. I had an eagle that I was going to make into a necklace, but it cracked. I had noticed when I was going through grief at the time that when I was working with the rose quartz, I was having a hard time with the energies that rose quartz kept cracking on me, just shattering. And so I put it back together and glued them. And now it's just been a crystal that I work with when I'm working with the angels, and it reminds me of the healing. And so first I would like to say thank you to Source for allowing me to be a medium of light. And I ask all the angels to please step forward and help bring a message for the highest good. I am so very grateful. Thank you. And my first shuffle is always for Source, and then Spirit, and then Soul. I'm just gonna pull. The energy is, there's so much going with this new moon. Okay, they're saying to take this one. Okay. And this is Honor Your Feelings. Archangel Haniel. Thank you, Haniel, for supporting me as I honor my emotions. This is probably not unexpected. Haniel is an angel from all my heart that I have been connected with for many, many years, and was with me during the loss of a child quite a few years ago. And I had some very amazing experiences, and this angel stepped forward to help guide me through that. And they're bringing my attention right away to the large moon behind her. And they're saying that this is a time that it's okay to go into that emotional space. That it's not about being super strong, not warrior. It's about honoring it. Because everything that's coming out right now, especially if it's things from our past, not necessarily wounds, but strong emotional connections that are going to come up. And we have to hold that. Let it open us like a lotus and honor it. Feel it. And yes, there's the angels are saying, Haniel stepping forward and saying that we may have thought we've done this. How much healing do we have to do? How many times do we have to open a wound? Don't look at it like that. Blossom with this with grace and ease, and understand that this is a gift for us. With this new moon and the energies that are coming through, We are being given a gift to allow these things to open us up. What are we going to do with that? Emotions, even when we sometimes say, I don't want to hurt. I don't want my heart broken. I don't want to feel angry. That is part of the extraordinary being human experience. It's one of the biggest reasons why we came here. Because there's something about the contrast of things. There's something about the experience when we're having an emotion. If it's a past love interest, and maybe it didn't go the way we expected, and it just opens up, it tugs at the heartstrings, it brings out all of this. It's okay. Because that shows us that there's something in us that's alive. That we are accepting the experience here, the journey, and we can use these emotions, whether it's to be creative or whether it's to remind us how far we've come on the journey, or whether it's to open up and share the experience with others, to let them know that they're not alone. We can't be afraid of emotions. Emotions they're like the tides. They're bringing up the tides. That the tides change the strongest during the full moon and the new moon. And we can put on that smiley face for everyone, or we can go really quiet and pull away because we don't want our emotions to affect anyone. We don't want our energies. And that's commendable, because we have to be able to stand on our own and go within. But there's also something that we need to learn from being able to be vulnerable and open with others and showing the emotion. Because in that space, the angels are saying you'll be surprised how many it will just open them up too. There's many petals on a lotus. And when we open up, each one of us becomes a petal. It brings that web of interconnectedness that we all are through. It's not the time to be alone. It's not the time to hide. Because no matter what, we have to remember that we are all connected. And when we're aching, whatever it is that's coming out, others feel that, especially our soul family. We can't deny each other the chance to be there. Sometimes going too far within and withdrawing. We're putting a hold on something that is meant to be shared. Our soul family, when we open up, gives them the opportunity to be loving and gentle and kind. It's that exchange we promised with each other. And so Haniel is reminding me of when I lost a baby. I just had a past life regression recently where it came out that Haniel was with me. And that was the angel. And there was a name whispered to me, Ishmael. And I looked it up. We did after the regression. And it turned out it meant that God is listening. And that is what Haniel is mentioning. The energy is we're heard in our darkest weepy hours, when we're pulling our energy very close because we're shattered. And maybe we even imagine that our soul is destroyed or hurt. That it's that painful. Many use the term dark night of the soul. It could be a vast array of things that bring us into that space. And they want us to know that it doesn't matter how aware and awake we are. If we're still here, we're still on a journey. And there's going to be moments that we're going to curl up like that. And it's going to hurt. And in those moments, as we're allowing the feelings to wash over us, we have to open and reach out and allow all of those around us that love us, even if we feel like there's no one. Be open on social media, reach out, say something. Because there will be someone who is resonating in that frequency too. And they're feeling this. And they're feeling crushed. And they're feeling alone. And in that moment, two beautiful hearts are sharing a space. And maybe there's no advice, or maybe there's nothing to say truly that can fix or heal a situation. But it's just knowing that you're not alone in those emotional experiences that gets you through the next day, and then the next day. Don't be so withdrawn, Haniel is saying, that we deny each other the beautiful experience of holding each other up. It's so important. And don't shame yourself for feeling these feelings. Because being spiritual and aware and awake and understanding doesn't mean that we're going to rise so far above the ego and rise so far in the frequency that we are beyond the experience here. That means that it's over for us here and that we will no longer be in the physical. If we are sentient, we will feel. And sometimes in those moments, as awake and aware as we are, we're going to throw all of that aside because it's so emotional, it's so painful. And it's not like we're denying or forgetting that we're connected and we have the help, or that we're loved on the other side, or that we're source light. It means that we're surrendering to the emotional experience, and we understand that the only way through is right in the center of it, not to hide it. The moon is hidden aspects. It's not hiding it. It's not burying it. It's not sucking it up. It's feeling it. Feeling it is healing it. And yes, there's a healthy way to do this. We have to set our boundaries for ourselves. They're saying that week upon week upon week of laying in the bed and looping into this is unhealthy. And we have to be aware of that too. Because there's a difference between having an experience and being caught in a loop of emotions. And the loop of emotions is going back into that space because it feels safe. If we're familiar with pain, if we're familiar with the heart being broken, we tell ourselves things like, I knew it was too good to be true, or it's just going to end up in the same space, or I'm not doing this because I've done this before, and this is what happened. And it feels protective to be in that space because we're not getting our hopes up too much, so we won't get hurt again. And that's an illusion. That's a loop. We need to step outside of that. We have to be able to say, what happened to me then, I cannot predict. I'm basing my future experiences off of past experiences. And we can't do that. Yes, if we've had an injury, like I have an injury to my knee, I know what a knee injury feels like, but I can't base this experience on how it happened in the past. There may be similarities, but that's because I'm looking for that. I'm looking to connect the dots. We cannot predict our future from our past. That is an illusion. And that's what we do with pain. We hold on to these things. We keep looping and going back to this. It's time to heal. It's time to heal. So yes, it's good to feel it. But when it gets to the point that life is based around the emotions or the looping experience, we need to reach out and we need to allow others to step in and help us through these things. That's what we came here together for. So, Haniel is pulling her energy back and sending the most beautiful light octaves. It's a symphony of love. We are so supported. And the angels want us to see that in each other. When we touch the space in each other's hearts, when it's wounded and it's aching like that, that's God. That is God reaching through. Allow the experience with each other. Let's help each other heal. All my love and many blessings, everyone.